Hello world, my name is Edward Constantine Potter. Well, not really Potter as in Harry Potter, but Olaru, which would translate into Potter. And I'm slightly yellow right now, but not due to any Asian ancestry, but because I need a liver transplant. But that's another story. I'm not here to beg for money for my life, but to convince you to attend to the fulfillment of a lifelong dream. I am an artist, a master's degree graduate of the George Ionescu University of Arts in Iași, Romania. My dissertation was titled The Art of Tattooing in Prehistory, Antiquity, and Contemporary Tribal Cultures, and was graded with the maximum possible score. I'm very fond of anthropology, prehistory, ancient history, archaeology, anatomy, zoology, or paleontology. But nothing equals my passion for paleoanthropology, human evolution. Unfortunately, this area is highly neglected in my country. I'm from Romania, a country located in the Central Eastern Europe, homeland of Henry Coandă, inventor of jet aircraft, Mircea Eliade, the famous historian of religions, and Constantin Brâncuș, a sculptor whose work is considered groundbreaking. However, in more recent times, the cultural level of my home country has reached a pathetic level. Although the theory of evolution is one of prime importance in biology, it's actually been undermined here in the past 24 years. The reasons for this are diverse. In schools, students have religious iconographic images on the walls of the classrooms, and semi-mandatory religion classes in all 13 years of primary education, while at the same time the theory of evolution has been insidiously removed from biology textbooks. In Romania, we have 18,300 churches, 4,700 schools, and only 425 hospitals, while at the same time the Romanian state has already spent 30 million euros or $35 million on funding the construction of a mega cathedral, which is covering a total of 40,000 square feet. And this is all happening while areas such as research, culture, and education are underfunded, and many museums and monuments are left in decay. Responsible for this state of affairs is our ignorant political class, corrupt and incapable to effectively and constructively manage the country, and to make education a priority. Instead, they prefer to pursue their own interests and increase their personal wealth. Naturally, the quality of education at all levels has decreased constantly and rapidly. The lack of money is chronic, and pushes the academic elite to apathy and corruption. Unfortunately, the situation also affects the handful of well-meaning people who become discouraged victims. In addition to this, many Romanian intellectuals simply prefer to flirt with metaphysical philosophy. But courage has always found more resources in youthful idealism and creative energy. Because paleoanthropology is so poorly represented in Romania, a pretty crazy idea spurred in my mind. Why not try on my own to set up a paleoanthropology section in the Natural History Museum in my hometown? Iași is the fourth city in the country in number of inhabitants, a major academic center, and theoretically at least, the cultural capital of Romania. At the same time, ironically, it is also considered the most important religious center. As a child, I grew up in the halls and corridors of the ancient and dusty Natural History Museum, staring into glass cases and studying the fascinating wonders of nature. It was at that time that I decided it would become one of my life's goals to contribute somehow to the development of this institution left in ruins. And it seems that time has come. Thus, the Lineage Project, an epic of human species, was born. Unfortunately, although I have the support of the director of this institution, a very creative person and willing to enrich the cultural patrimony of the institution that he manages, we are faced with an apparently insurmountable obstacle: the lack of funding. All I've managed to do so far are 3 promotional videos that I funded myself, and a traveling exhibition dedicated to human evolution funded by a major local university, with the courtesy of a well-intentioned biology professor. The exhibition has visited 3 museums in different cities, including the National Museum of Natural History, Grigore Antipa, in our capital city, Bucharest. And the route continues. Presently, I'm working on another exhibition on the same subject. As can be seen, the unfortunate circumstances of my country and its incapable and corrupt political leadership have led me to ask you for financial help. But before you can decide if you would like to support me in this cultural scientific mission, I'd like to tell you and show you exactly what the Lineage Project really means. Although initially I had planned to title the project as a museum, I soon realized that a museum needs authentic exhibits. As we know, most fossils are kept in their home countries, so it would be impossible to offer this feature to visitors. Thus, I consider it would be more appropriate to define this project as a scientific exhibition. Given my interest in the subject and particular training in arts, my intention is to create all the visual parts of this exhibition on my own, with the help of a team of friends, starting with the interior design and finishing with facial reconstructions of our ancestors, following existing forensic guidelines. These reconstructions will be performed under the guidance of at least one anatomist, referring at the same time to a vast repository of anatomical and anthropological data that I have gathered over the years. The original design is meant to fit in a constrained space, but if necessary we can also expand to cover wider exhibition spaces. All of the illustrative, informative and decorative panels from the walls are designed to be modular, with the exception of the decorative belt that goes around the room. Illustrative panels, which represent chronologically specific scenes of hominid life, will be inserted between informative panels where visitors will learn about interesting details of evolution, the conditions under which it occurs, and what is different or similar in humans and other animals. Information will be presented in an easily comprehensible and enjoyable manner, along with maps, illustrations, and portraits. A modular series of square plates will be placed under the illustrative panels. Altogether, these reliefs will illustrate in an allegorical manner the same hominid species which appear in the panels above them. The intention is that the access door to the exhibition room will be framed with the same kind of reliefs, representing the evolution of man from apes to the current form. In the center of the room, a lit-up glass case will display replicas of fossilized skulls and facial reconstructions illustrating in a three-dimensional manner the way that the individuals who the skulls belong to theoretically look like. The replicas of fossils will be the most important acquisition for the project because, according to them, I will be able to make elaborate, accurate in size and proportions facial reconstructions. In addition, visitors will have a fossil display which is close to an authentic one. This will give credibility to the exhibition and the theory of evolution itself. Following the example of a number of extremely talented paleo artists like John Gersh, J. Maternis, Alphonse and Adri Canis brothers, or Victor Diak, I have studied ape and human facial anatomy on my own. Unfortunately, in Romania we don't have forensic art courses. Being very passionate about the subject, I have read all the publications on the subject that I was able to find, so I've created a solid background of information for myself that would lead to the creation of quality facial reconstructions in terms of artistic and scientific accuracy. The reconstructions will not have hair inserts because I do not currently have access to this technology. I do intend, however, to use artificial eyes and to color the exhibits as realistically as possible, maximizing their expressivity. Since anatomical human evolution goes together with the development of imagination and technology, The intention is to also exhibit, along with the hominid fossil replicas, some replicas of tools and artifacts representative for pre-modern human cultures or upper Paleolithic periods. In an ideal space, the showcase will have a round shape, leaving room for access to the interior of the circular space. The showcase space can also be oval or, in the worst case, rectangular. Showcases will be leveled and lit from within. In the rectangular spaces cut into the showcase walls, we will place semi-transparent panels. These panels will present photographic portraits of hominids made using digital processing technologies. Proper lighting of the exhibit will be of great importance in this particular case. Where appropriate, within the circle formed by the showcase or on the opposite side of the entrance to the room, I have planned for the display of a group of statues in life size, representing 6 species of hominids by stature and specific characteristics. These statues are designed to help the visitor to relate to the height and physique of these distant ancestors. The statues will not necessarily be scientific exhibits, but decorative, although maintaining a high degree of scientific accuracy still. The room will be surrounded with a decorative belt, imitating the texture of rock wall that will be decorated with typical scenes painted in parietal art from Paleolithic periods. The showcase will be lit with spotlights mounted inside, while the statues and panels will receive light from reflectors mounted on the ceiling of the facility. Because I wanted to bring to this exhibit mostly a young audience, aged between 11 and 27 years old, we will be adding a number of items meant specifically for children, with which they will be capable to interact and photograph themselves with. All these elements will be placed behind sliding doors. To promote the project, I have also proposed the creation of promotional products, mugs, pens, cups, badges, etc., with logo design and related graphics on the subject. Depending on the age of the visitor, they may choose from various products, some even collectible. I intend to print brochures with pictures and information about human evolution and a series of postcards with images from the exhibition. Another intention of mine is to promote diverse cultural activities meant to increase visibility, both for the project and its theme, the theory of evolution. For this purpose, I would like to organize periodic conferences and documentary screenings. To these events, we would invite organized groups of students and the wider public. Thus, it would also be necessary to purchase a projector and an audio system with which we can operate these activities. It would be preferable, given the era in which we live, that the information can be read on billboards to be available in an interactive manner by accessing them on digital displays located on site. Given the relatively high cost of this investment, however, it remains just an idea. Nonetheless, it would be highly desirable, as the experience of other museums demonstrates that this interactive system is used with great success for the public. This is, in short, the Lineage Project, an epic of the human species. Courageous, you ask? Maybe. Interesting? Possibly. Expensive? Most certainly. So I call again on your support. It's a project with growth potential and may represent a step towards the promotion of science and education in a country that is stifled by churches, malls, corruption, and ignorance. You will not only contribute to the fulfillment of a dream, but you will also help to educate an audience which is far behind in terms of science. My goal is to inform and educate at the same time, because what is more revealing in a young man's mind than the awareness of his natural origins and the fact that, beyond the differences of color, language, and culture, we are all a unitary whole, Homo sapiens sapiens. All donations, large or small, are welcome and highly appreciated. Thank you so much in advance, and we hope you have an excellent day.